Hey everyone, this is Scott from the Scott to Row Podcast. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching, a series of unfortunate events. Today I'm talking about Season 2, Episode 2, the Austere Academy Part 2. I just finished rewatching this episode, and I really like this episode because we get a lot of the elements from the book in this episode in particular. We get the orphans running laps and laps because Olof has convinced, the vice principal that he's this gym teacher dude, and as always, Olaf's disguise is to fool everyone but, the twins and the triplets for that matter. The Quagmires see right through it once they, realize who Count Olaf is. They've never met him before. That doesn't end too well for the Quagmires. They end up getting kidnapped in this episode just after they had read through the book because they found the incomplete history of secret organizations. They had read it, they figured out what VFD was, but then they get kidnapped before they have a chance to before they're able to tell the Baudelaires, and that's pretty unfortunate. We see at one point the sugar bowl, which I remember there's a significance to it, especially in the show, but I can't remember exactly what it is. I know that pops up sometime in the next episode or two with a little bit more explanation, so I'm excited to get to those episodes to refresh my memory about that. I like these different elements. For this episode, we also get the introduction of Lemony Snicket's brother, Jacques Snicket, the taxi driver, when he saves Larry, your waiter. And I really like the addition of his character into the show. I love Nathan Fillion. I love him. I thought he does a great job in this role, just bringing this kind of not fictional character. Well, it's a fictional character, obviously, but just like kind of this. He fits into the universe, is what I mean, and it does just a great job. And I just love Nathan Fillion, so I just enjoy it. And I enjoy the character, especially as we go forward. We get a little bit more of him until a certain unfortunate event. Speaking of unfortunate events, at one point Olof drops this really hilarious line, which I've talked about similar lines before, but he says, a batch of new episodes in your lives. And I was just like, that's another one of those just funny little things that they put in to just kind of highlight the fact that this is a TV show and that they're originally in a book, and it's just a really funny kind of thing playing on that, what medium they're in. So I just enjoyed that aspect to it. And then at the end we see the orphans beat Olaf in an arm wrestle, which I really enjoyed that. And then Sonny, takes off his shoe, and then finally everybody believes the Baudelaires, and it's like, oh, come on. Like, no one ever believes them, but that's part of what makes them have to have so many unfortunate events. That's pretty much everything for this episode in particular. I really enjoyed this episode. Excited to get to the next one. Be sure to let me know in the comments below, though, if there was anything I got wrong about the difference between this, or the connections between this episode and the book, or anything in particular you liked or disliked about this episode. I always like hearing that stuff. But thanks again for joining me today, and have a good one.